Have you ever sat across from someone at dinner who insisted everything was fine? They smiled brightly, but a quiet warning went off deep inside you. You could not point to any single thing, but you felt it. Imagine if you could decode that invisible signal. Imagine reading a person's posture, their eyes, or how their fingers twitch to discover what they are hiding. This is not some special power reserved for detectives. It is a trainable, life-changing skill, and you are about to master it today. Welcome back to Elite Summaries. This is your go-to space for mind-opening psychology and daily growth. If you want to understand the secret dynamics of everyday life and protect yourself from hidden games, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Your support helps us share life-changing insights every single day. Let us get started. Every person you meet constantly reveals the truth. They do not always use their words. Instead, they speak with their posture, the rhythm of their breathing, or the tension in their jaw. Sadly, our schools never taught us how to read this silent communication. We learned math and grammar instead. Before a word even leaves someone's mouth, they have already sent dozens of signals. This survival wiring is ancient. Our ancestors read gestures to decide if someone was a friend or a threat. To read anyone, you must first find their baseline. This is how they behave when they are perfectly relaxed and safe. Maybe they always tap their foot or talk with their hands. Once you establish this baseline, look for the deviations. If your normally expressive friend suddenly keeps her hands in her lap and speaks in a hushed tone, her body is waving a red flag. Many beginners make the mistake of reading a single action in isolation. They see crossed arms and assume anger. But maybe that person is just cold or comfortable. One isolated gesture means very little. You must look for clusters. A cluster is a group of matching signals. If someone crosses their arms, tightens their jaw, averts their gaze, and speaks in short clips, you have a meaningful story. We also mirror people when we feel a strong connection. When mirroring suddenly stops, it means a psychological shift occurred. Perhaps you hit a sensitive spot. Always remember that context is king. A woman with folded arms at a freezing bus stop is just cold. The same woman doing it while her husband explains his whereabouts is a different story. Reading people is not about catching them, it is about empathy and understanding. When you can see what someone really feels, you can respond with kindness. The face has over 40 muscles and can create 10,000 expressions. Many are involuntary and flash in less than a fifth of a second. These micro-expressions reveal raw, honest feelings before the conscious mind can mask them. There are 7 universal emotions. Real happiness lifts the entire face and crinkles the outer corners of the eyes. A flat-eyed smile is just a social performance. Sadness pulls the inner corners of the eyebrows up and together, a movement that is almost impossible to fake convincingly. If those eyebrows lift even for a split second, you are seeing real pain. Fear opens the face, lifting the eyebrows and showing the whites of the eyes as the survival system sounds an alarm. Anger lowers the eyebrows, narrows the eyes, and tightens the lips. Surprise lifts everything, but it is extremely brief. If surprise lasts for several seconds, it is just a show. Disgust wrinkles the nose and curls the upper lip.
Contempt is a highly toxic, one-sided mouth raise like a half smirk. It communicates a feeling of superiority and is a major warning sign in relationships. To train your eyes, try watching TV with the mute button on.
You will quickly spot lopsided, manufactured expressions versus symmetrical, genuine emotions. Your body speaks before you do. Posture is a major signal. Standing tall broadcasts confidence, while shrinking and rounding the shoulders shows a desire to disappear. But did you know that the feet are the most honest part of the body? Since childhood, we are taught to control our faces, but nobody ever told us to monitor our feet. If someone's feet are pointed toward you, they are fully present. If their feet angle toward the nearest door, they want to escape. Their mouth might say they are enjoying the talk, but their feet are already running away. Open palms are an ancient sign of trust, proving you carry no weapon. Conversely, hiding hands in pockets or under a table suggests discomfort. Tightly pressing your fingertips together into a steeple shows immense confidence. But if a leader drops that steeple and starts rubbing their neck, their confidence has just cracked. Touching the neck or adjusting jewelry are comforting, pacifying behaviors to soothe a stressed nervous system. Proxemics, the study of personal space, also reveals deep truths. Most people want about 2 feet of space with strangers. If you step in too close, they will pull back because their alarm system goes off. But if someone steps closer to you willingly, it signals trust or a desire for connection. Lying is mentally exhausting. The brain has to invent a story, suppress the truth, and monitor for giveaways. This heavy cognitive load leaves traces of incongruence. This is when body language contradicts the spoken words. Someone saying they are completely calm while their leg is bouncing and their hands grip the chair is a classic example. Experienced liars might sit perfectly still to avoid giveaways, but that rigid stiffness is a signal itself. Honest movements flow naturally. When lying, people often experience a slight delay. They might repeat your question to buy a few extra seconds. Liars also distance themselves using language. They drop the word I and switch to passive phrasing, like saying, "The money was taken," instead of, "I did not take the money." Some liars also flood you with too many trivial details. They might explain the exact minute they got home and the precise shape of their pasta, just to make a simple story sound authentic. They might also create physical barriers, placing a bag or a coffee cup between themselves and you as a shield. They will even use statements like, "honestly speaking," to force belief. Honest people do not need to certify the truth. Remember, most liars are not evil. They are simply scared or protecting something fragile. To truly understand others, you must look at their personality. The big 5 traits include openness to ideas, conscientiousness in planning, extroversion for energy, agreeableness for harmony, and emotional stability under pressure. We also see distinct communication styles. Drivers are direct and focus purely on results. Connectors are warm and prioritize relationships. Analyzers crave details and data. Stabilizers value loyalty and dislike pressure. Speaking their preferred language builds instant rapport. Never read a person without reading the environment first. A room has an emotional temperature you can feel in 3 seconds. Look for the power center. Watch where people look when someone speaks. The eyes reveal the real authority, not formal titles. Environmental factors like noise, cold temperatures, or the time of day heavily affect behavior. Do not mistake a cold shiver for defensive body language. Time of day matters too. People are tired and irritable after a long day of meetings. To connect deeply, you need emotional intelligence. This means feeling without trying to fix. When a friend is hurting, they do not need your advice. They just need you to sit with them in the quiet. This is real empathy. It starts with knowing your own emotions. The better you understand your own feelings, the better you will read others. Meeting someone exactly where they are emotionally without losing yourself is emotional attunement. If someone is sad, soften your voice and be present. If they are excited, show them their excitement matters to you. Reading people is only half the battle. The other half is calibration. This means adjusting your own energy, volume, and timing to meet someone where they are. If a friend is quiet and sad, match their tone first to build safety before trying to lift their spirits. Value the power of silence. Confident speakers use pauses to let words land, while anxious speakers rush to fill every gap with filler words. Holding space and silence lets people share their deep truths. When you combine situational awareness with empathy, you become a mirror, not a mask. We all wear masks, but seeing past them with warmth makes you a safe harbor where people can put down their heavy shields and just breathe. Mastery is not about manipulation. It is about showing up with a compassionate heart. The greatest readers do not see the most. They make others feel the most seen. Keep watching, keep listening, and trust what you feel. The truth has been speaking to you all along.